Sir, shall we start?
Yes, we can start.
Yeah. Let me first introduce yourself. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome from Triple IT Nagpur family. We have with us today Sri Yateen Joshi, who is having 22 years of experience in the IT field. He has conducted stress relief sessions for more than 1100 traffic police and more than 800 Pune city police. He has conducted multiple sessions on stress management at John Deere, Starent, Cisco Systems, etc. He has worked as a CSR along with multiple volunteering activities from slums to tribal areas in Jharkhand. He is also an art of living teacher and a trainer in stock market technical analysis. He gives discourses on Yog Vashishta to transform lives of the masses. And we have such a diverse profile with us that I think that everyone should attend this session and take guidance from him. Off to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Vipin. So I'm really privileged to be associated with I Square IT, Triple IT, and particularly that is from Nagpur, because I am born and brought up in Nagpur. Many of you may not know, or now because few of you are in PhD or some maybe who are professors there, they may be of my age or my generation, and they may be knowing me. So it's a privilege for me to be associated with you. And I would like this session to be more interactive. I know there are all lovely faces, so it would be good if you can switch on your videos. I told Dr. Vipin that this will be a lunchtime session. So there are chances that you might be tempted to have your food also. Okay. And that is why what I would do is there will be some warm up, some desk exercises that I will take in the beginning. And I'll also have some breathing exercises that will be done in the beginning because usually I conduct them towards the end of the session. But after some time, the stomach might pull you to some plate and want to have something because it is core lunchtime 12:30 to 2. So that's okay. I don't mind that. You just switch off your video that time. But initially, it would be good if you can keep your videos on. And because I'm a YouTuber, so I'm used to so many things. One thing that I have been practicing meditations and such practices for many years. I jokingly say, if the camera is off, I got that siddhi to still see what is happening behind the camera. Okay, so don't worry about it. See, we are going to talk about the so-called stress management. For me, there is nothing called stress management. It is stress elimination. We just simply focus on eliminating it. How to manage? We don't carry the garbage. Okay, we simply dump it, throw it out. So that is what we will be focusing on today. And to have that, there are certain aspects that we have to manage in this very life. So one of those things is exercises. Okay, we have to keep ourselves fit. And a fit body really helps to have a fit mind and it helps to eliminate the stress. It is very simple rule. If we don't exercise regularly, the muscles, they carry all the stress. Okay, so it is both ways. If we build the stress, then our muscles become stiff. And if we relax our muscles, then the stress is also relaxed. Okay, it is both ways. So I'll be talking about some simple exercises that you can do anytime while having your work. If you are not really that shy, you can do it during your office time, your meetings, right? And there is no need of a stomach which is empty or full. So you can immediately do it after your lunch, no problem. So all these exercises, which are simply muscle relaxing and joint relaxing exercises, very powerful, very small, very simple, but still very powerful. And you can do these during, I mean, two to three times a day, which will be helpful. And they take hardly any time. Okay. So how do we do it? The first thing, we understand all our joints, right? We are all aspire IT, so all intelligent folks. We know all our joints, right? What neck joint, then shoulder joints, and then elbows, wrist, fingers, okay? Then our hip joints, knees, ankles, toes. So all these joints, we also know in which direction they rotate. Like for example, my neck, it can rotate in all possible directions. Okay, this way, all this. So it is only the neck rotation that we will do. Then about the shoulders, our shoulders also can rotate in certain directions. So we'll rotate them. Our elbows, they only rotate in the front and back. They can't bend sideways, right? They only go front and back. So hips also, I mean the waist rotation, it is in circular, forward, backward, sideways, all these possible things we can do. So this exercise we'll quickly do, okay? And you may want to stand up, you may want to do it while sitting. The waist rotation exercise, you have to do it while you are standing, but otherwise all these exercises we can do. So before that, the simplest and the quickest remedy to release the stress is, see, these are our fingertips, okay? Simply shrug everything off. Just relax. Start doing it. Okay, throw it out. All the stress is gone from the tips of the fingers. Just as if something is stuck there and you are now shrugging it off. झटक रहे हैं उसको ऐसा झटक दीजिए. थोड़ा आगे पीछे हिलना है तो हिल जाइए. Can move forward and backward. And one thing you can do or you should do is keep smiling. I don't look that bad, so you can still smile. I'm not a demon Rakshas. Smile. Our face value increases when we smile. Okay, this is one. Now, relax. So this you can do for whatever time you want, anytime. The second thing is neck rotations. So just bring your chin to the chest and slowly start rotating from right to left, very gently. Okay, if you have spondylosis or something, then be careful or avoid it. Okay, 3-4 times in opposite direction. Very slowly, 3 to 4 times. Okay, good. Relax. Now we'll not do something, but you can do it on your own to strengthen the neck muscles. What you can do later is, see this head, it can move in this direction, forward, backward. So it is only applying the pressure which is in the opposite direction. For example, you place your hand on your forehead and then press your forehead against the hand. Keep the hand firm so that your back muscles are strengthened. Okay, push it. On the other hand, you pull it here and then try to bend your neck on the opposite side. So hand will be on this ear or on this side, above the ear. Okay, opposite direction. Here you are pulling on this side, so your hand should be on the same side, and hand will pull it this way. So if you are pulling on the right hand side by your hand, then your head should pull on the opposite side. Okay, it should be opposite. Similarly, you do it this way. Okay, all these muscles they get strengthened, and this is very important again to relax our muscles. So strengthened muscles, the strong muscles, they can bear the stress. If your muscles are not strong, then the diseases like spondylosis, etc., they get developed. The strong muscles can absorb various shocks, like if you are riding on a two-wheeler or so, right? Strong muscles, they can absorb these shocks. Fine. Then, okay, next is our shoulder rotations. I hope my shoulders can be seen. If not, I'll just adjust my camera. Okay, all right. Put your hands here on the shoulder, touch your elbows to the front, and then start rotating. Right? From the chest. Okay, again, this 2 to 3, 4 times in both the directions, sideways and front. All right. So this is a quick one. Then your elbows. Okay, place your hand like this on the shoulder and straight. Simple. Very straight. Very simple. All right. Using both the hands, do it. I'm not doing a full set. I'm just giving you some directions so that you can repeat. You can do it on your own. Then the wrist. Fold your hands, fingers, okay, for the wrist, and then both the sides, opposite direction as well. Good. Press. There is one more exercise you can do is just imagine there is a wall on the other side and try to press it. Okay. Or you can just keep your palm straight and rotate it like this on the other side. As if you are cleaning a wall. Okay. Keep your palm in 90 degrees to the hand and like you are cleaning the wall. On both the sides you can do it. Fine. So this is something which is the upper body exercise. And then waist rotations, you know how to do it. We have done it while dancing in some marriage or Ganesh festival or other places. So we know. Only thing is when we rotate it clockwise, anti-clockwise, forward, backward, sideways, both the sides. Okay, this is the one. And then knee and ankle rotations. So because most of you are sitting, I will not take these exercises, but it's not so difficult. The only beauty of these exercises is you can do it anytime. Even if your stomach is full, don't hesitate. And I'll suggest one thing if while you are working in your office, wherever you are, uh, at least when I was in my industry, I used to do it on my desk. Whether others are looking at me or not, initially we feel that somebody may laugh at us, what you are doing, this and that. But I have done few odd things and I'm going to teach you those odd things. Trust me, others have started following me there. Okay, this is what I can definitely tell you. Because it is your health and this is what we have to care. कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना. So don't worry about what others say. It is your body, it is your health that you have to take care. Others will not come to your risk. Okay. With that, we'll start. Let me share my presentation. Hope this can be seen. Is it shared? Is it seen by everybody?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Good. So stress management, the two question marks there, they tell the same thing. Why is it management? It should actually be elimination. We don't want to carry it. Okay. Now here we will see. So before I start, I would want to know if there are any questions, any particular things that you want to be addressed. Do we have a chat feature here in Webex? I think we have. So how do we enable it? Okay. Yeah, in the chat. So please put your questions. So that I can answer them during the presentation. I will note down those questions. And please don't hesitate to ask anything here. Something which is related to life. You can ask me anything. Whether I will answer or not is a different story, but you can definitely ask. Anything in particular you want to be addressed during this session?
Also,
How to deal with the continuous connectivity to work, especially during work from home kind of scenario. Okay, fine. WFH, it's all the time, right? Okay. All the time expectation. Fine. Good. Very nice question. Any other question? Everybody is happy, no other questions? Okay, fine. No issues. We'll proceed. If you have anything, how is our screen time affecting level of stress? Oh wow. Very nice question. Screen time affecting stress. Okay. What else? Fine. So let's proceed. I'll quickly share the agenda. The warm up I did, and I was afraid of you going to the meeting ID. To whom should we say? You are already part of meeting Surya Narayana. Which meeting ID is expected? Okay. So warm up I did first, and we'll also know the few basic things about life, understanding the stress, understanding mind. This is very important because See, everything is all related to mind, and that is what I will be focusing on. Breath, meditation, that we will also understand. There will be few general tips, and then we will also have some question answers. Before I proceed, I had also mentioned that I will be conducting a small breathing exercise. Okay, and we will do that. This exercise, you please focus properly, do it nicely, and because this will be useful to you in your throughout the life. Okay, so what do we do for this thing? Let's close our eyes. Just close our eyes and follow the instructions. Simple, straightforward instructions. Now start observing the breath. You don't have to control it, just observe. By observing, we are looking at the speed of the breath. We are looking at the depth of the breath, how deep it is, how fast or how slow it is. Just observe. Our breath is our best friend. The moment we came into this world, the breath came in. And when it stops, our existence in this world ends. Every other thing, people, situation, achievements, whatever, that will come and go. But this is the thing that has come with us and will leave us when we are supposed to go. Now see, the breath has become stable. It is deep and slow. Let's move ahead. Let's analyze the breath. This breath has got few parts. A part that comes in somewhere in the heart region. The incoming breath ends there and the outgoing breath begins. The outgoing breath ends somewhere outside and a new incoming breath begins from there. Between this handshake, between the outgoing breath and incoming breath, or vice versa, there is a small pause. Just see where this pause is and focus on that pause. When you breathe in, it comes somewhere, ends there, stops for a moment, and the outgoing breath begins. The outgoing breath ends somewhere, stops for a moment, and incoming breath begins. Just focus on these 2 points. And now see at these 2 points what is there in the mind. When the breath has ended and the new breath is about to start. At both of these points, between these two times, two intervals, see what are the thoughts, now take a deep breath in and breathe out. Take one more deep breath in and breathe out completely. Become aware of yourself. Become aware of the surroundings. And slowly, gradually, you may open your eyes. A very small, quick meditation, quick breathing technique we learned. How was it? Again, in the chat box, you can give your comments. So you have to keep on encouraging me, okay? Otherwise, it will be boring for me. So just say yes, you liked it, you did not like, whatever. Put that in the comments, in the chat box. You can give reactions also if you want. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Very relaxing, very peaceful. You liked it. Okay, thank you. It was great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, this is something that you can do again at any time. You don't have to have your stomach empty. It's recommended that you do it at least twice a day. And before you have your food, it's better. Okay, it doesn't matter when you do it, but better to have it before the food. This is something that I have been covering for so many years in various sessions about the importance of breath and how it affects our health. So we'll be talking about that, the relationship between the breath, the mind, and the body. And then stress is a very tiny thing, very small thing for us. Okay, it's not something which is really bothering. I believe it's a big hype that is created about stress, particularly in the recent generations and small children. They talk that I'm so much stressed and I have this tension and that tension. I remember my days when the stress word was not even heard of. Okay, there was nothing called tension, nothing called stress. You go live the life naturally. As simple as that. If you go to the school, if you do some mistakes, your PT teacher will punish you, they will slap you. Okay, that is fine. You come home, you again go and play. If parents scold you, they slap, that is fine. Part of life. Okay, we have set a lot of other expectations because of this unnecessary pampering, and that is why the stress comes in. So we'll see what are all these about. Okay, so we had the warm up. This thing, right? We are born to be happy. Understand this. We have taken our birth. In if I want to talk in terms of spirituality or in practical way, whatever. Practical way again is a different term that is coined, but that's a different story. So we are born and we all look for happiness. We all want to be successful. We all want to be free. Right? This is what we want. Now, success is okay. Definition of success would be individualistic. The happiness is something that is again individual. But definition of freedom. Anybody wants to share a definition of freedom? What is freedom? Just quickly, 2 words. If you want to unmute, you can still unmute and share. That's not a problem. That is a choice. That is not blocked. Nothing? Okay. See, freedom in Three Idiots, this movie, Amir Khan had given the definition of freedom. अपने दिल की करो. To be able to do things without restrictions. Wow, fantastic. Okay. And to be able to do the things that we want to do, right? अपने दिल की करो. Do what you want, do what you like. That is what has been told to us as freedom. And the very wrong definition of freedom is this. Okay, because our mind, if you understand, it is so flexible, it is so tipsy topsy. See, since our childhood, we wanted to become a truck driver, then a railway engine driver, then a pilot, and then maybe we wanted to become a soldier. Right? All these things we have, our mind was never fixed. It was hopping from one place to another. So, no interference in our personal life by others. Perfect. So, all these things, right? We were looking for something where the freedom is I want to do something and I should be able to do that. And if I don't do, then it is a binding. Otherwise, freedom is let me do what I want to do. So this definition of freedom itself is wrong, at least in my view. And if you ask any other seers, other experts, they will say the same thing. Why? Just because what you want to do is unlimited. You want to do this, that. There are so many things, and still the freedom is momentary. We will be seeing this in next few minutes, but this freedom becomes momentary. Okay, and the real definition of freedom is to be able to enjoy whatever is there in front of you. I call it as Mahabhukta. Okay, just be able to enjoy what is there in front of you. Like you wanted to be, say, for example, a NASA scientist, and you couldn't reach NASA. Now you are landed in I Square IT. So would you keep on crying, grumbling the whole life? No, you are here. So this is the fact. This is the world that you have. Start enjoying it, and we usually do it. But unnecessarily, there is a lot of things that are somewhere created around us, and they tell you do what you want, you do what you want. Okay, NASA scientist is a bigger goal. I wanted to be a photographer like that guy in Three Idiots, and because he is now into engineering, he is not able to perform better. So is that freedom? No. What are you doing? You are not enjoying whatever is there is in front of you. Instead of that, you are languishing, you are starving for something which is there, like photography. What is the real thing? You enjoy this engineering as well, and after that, you become a photographer. No problem. Both the lives you can enjoy. This ability to enjoy whatever is there, I call this as Mahabhukta. That is something that is the best thing you can have. If you have this thing, then you are free because there is no definition, right? As you look at my profile, I said, and Dr. Vipin also read it for me, that I have worked in the slums in Pune. I have worked in Jharkhand's tribal areas. I have had a food with the CEOs of great companies. I have also had a food in a small hut in tribal areas, and that too only dal rice. That's all. But everything I could enjoy. It's not that I am really a free bird or something, but that attitude helped me. You are enjoying your food, you are enjoying your life, whatever is there. And one thing I will tell, I don't know what is there in front of you, or it is going to be there in front of you in your dish. But understand this definition. You want to have paneer today, okay, for that matter. And now either you cook your own food or somebody else cooks the food for you and you are offered karela. So how do you feel? I wanted to have paneer, and why the paneer is not in front of me? Why am I looking at karela? So that is complaining, that is grumbling. And that is something which is building the stress. On the other hand, if you say, okay, this is paneer, wow, I will enjoy it. Now somebody says, no, this is not paneer, this is karela. Okay, it is karela for you, but I have the ability to test karela like paneer. What is the benefit? You are, look at this thing, your mind is still happy. End of the day, what matters? Keeping our mind happy. So whether you eat karela or paneer, if you can have that ability to enjoy, which is totally within you, then your life is, others at least they will say, oh, see, he is enjoying every moment. He is enjoying all the things, or she is enjoying all the things. Whatever you give or whatever he takes, no problem. That definition of freedom we will have to set correct. Whatever comes to us, we should be able to enjoy, be a Mahabhukta. Okay, so we are bound to be happy, we want to be successful, we want to be free, but what is the problem there? Why can't we do that? Then somebody says there is stress. What is stress? So let's understand the stress. Okay, we wanted happiness, we wanted freedom, and we wanted success. So when all these things they are challenged, we land into a situation. There are some of you who are into PhD, who are professors. You are doing something, and then you feel a possibility of, oh, now this needs to be dumped, or there is a lot of change that is going to be taking place. And if that is the thing that is happening, then the stress builds. Why? Because that situation or that thing that is going to happen will reduce your happiness, or your happiness is challenged. You may feel I may not become successful, my PhD has to be dropped, or I'll have to again spend some more time, maybe 3 more months, 6 months, or 1 year, right? All these things, they become the challenge, and that is where the stress starts building up. Your freedom is challenged. You wanted to go for a movie, but your professor says, no, no, please sit here and we have to finish this thing. Or your other colleagues come and say, okay, let's do these things together. We want to finish it. Okay. So all these things when come, then we feel stressed. I wanted to be free, but then what is this I am doing? I have seen, because I live in a spiritual world many a times, I have seen people when they are listening to a saint or a brahmachari or rishi, and these people who are on this side receiving it, when they are listening to these people, so people like me who are married, have children, wife, etc., all the family, we keep on looking at those people and say, wow, see what is the life they have. They are enjoying, they have all the volunteers assisting them, they have freedom to go to any place, they have all the freedom of having the food that comes on their plate, right? They can taste the food in Shimla, they can taste the food in Kurg or Kerala, anywhere, right? Enjoy, they can travel so much. And we feel, see, I'm stuck. I'm stuck in my family, I can't move. If I want to go somewhere, my wife will say, oh, forget that, go and get me the atta, because that is the important thing, or get me vegetables. See, I'm not free, right? This concept, that is where the stress builds up. Why? Because of two things. One, our concept of freedom itself is wrong. I want to move here, there, enjoy this. That is the concept of freedom, which is wrong. The freedom concept of freedom is whatever is there, you enjoy. This life also can be enjoyed. There are a lot of beautiful things that happen here. So, and there are many other negative things that happen in the lives of those brahmacharis, rishis, etc., who are there. They are right. So, drop all these things. Ability to enjoy what is there. Now, this is what we'll have to look at, the basics of life. Okay, first thing, whatever I have mentioned here, apart from that, one important thing. Understand you are on earth, you are not in heaven. Okay, so when you are on earth, there are all these things that are going to happen. You will have challenges. Even the deities in Swarga or heaven or wherever they are, in whatever philosophy, whatever ethnicity or whatever religion you consider, there are challenges. Everywhere there are challenges, there are fights going on. So part of the challenges are part of our life. Okay? They are here, they are going to be here. And it really doesn't matter in that particular moment when we face a challenge. What happens? We immediately become so much stressful that see now I am asked to do this change and then it may take some time and what I'm going to do, right? All these things immediately pop up in our mind. Now, if you look back in the history, right from your childhood, at least our childhood was better, but let's still give it some weightage. We had our homework given by the teacher. We couldn't do it. And the next day we were supposed to go to school with that thought at the back of our mind. See, my homework is not done. Now teacher will scold me. Okay. What will happen? We used to cry. At least if you ask me, I used to complain to the parents, see, I have a big stomach pain and I can't go to the school. This, that, right? We have done all this drama in our childhood. So again, the reason, tension, stress. What will happen? Then next thing, today, if you look at those situations, what is there? You say, oh, you just laugh at them. See, I made so much of drama. It was such a tiny, such a small thing. I could have just gone through it. And we actually passed through it. Right? There were mountains like situation. We had problems like mountains. And what we did, we that moment we had done all the drama. But now when we look back, we feel, oh, the life has gone. Okay, it is past. So this is one thing. When the situation comes, the only criteria, the only thing that you have to do is just stay there. Okay, just be there. Don't run away. Many people run away from the situations, and I have seen many people even commit the suicide. Um, Let me look at the time factor. So I can share a good story. Many people committed suicide also, right? Because they couldn't bear the stress. Now, what is that stress? What is that uh, giving up the life? Is it so tough? If it is tough, let me tell you a situation of a 15-year-old boy who is now doing a painting work at my house. Um, he's in 10th, he's from Gorakhpur, and he shared a story of lockdown. And it's not only one story. I have so many stories because I volunteered with police last year, right from the lockdown time in March 2020. And until recently, I was with them on the ground. So I'll share this one interesting story. At least we will not give up in life. Okay, that story will tell you. See, I get goosebumps when I share those things, but still fine. This guy was in Hyderabad. This guy called Deepak. He is a painter now, and he was in Hyderabad that time. And because of the lockdown, all the work stopped, and then they were supposed to go to uh, Gorakhpur back. So they were looking for transports. This and there was no transport because it was lockdown. He and his other almost 40 other friends, so-called friends or people from the same village or around Gorakhpur, they also were looking for some transport. So they used to look for some truck or so. And those truck, they will say, no, nothing can be done. You are from Gorakhpur, we won't support you. We are from Hyderabad, so we'll be here. Whatever logic, whatever reason they had, they did. And somehow these people managed. So one thing that they did was uh, they caught hold of a truck driver, and that truck driver would said that okay, fine, I'll charge everybody 500 rupees. So then only you will be able to go. So they paid him 500 rupees. He said, I'll go and get the diesel filled and then we'll go. And he ran away. Okay, understand this. This situation happens. And somehow they managed that truck driver. Then he charged 1500 rupees per person and he dropped near Gorakhpur, not exactly in Gorakhpur, near Gorakhpur. And this episode was going on for 3 days. This guy was totally empty stomach. The only thing he had was his mobile and a bag full on his back. Then he reached Gorakhpur around 15 kilometers from there. And then all these 40 people, they started walking towards Gorakhpur. On the Gorakhpur boundary, the UP boundary, the buses were arranged by the Chief Minister of UP. So all these buses, they picked up these people and dropped. Again, around 15 kilometers from there, uh, villages surrounding Gorakhpur. Now, this guy, when he reached, he called his brother night. asked him to pick up. Brother said, it's too late. I'll come tomorrow in the morning. Now he was very frustrated. He said, don't come. Imagine such a person who is frustrated of 3 days of starvation, no food, no money, okay, because all the money was given to these truck drivers and others, and there were no other options for them. And traveling, walking on the road with such a heavy bag for 15 kilometers, and then this answer. Somehow his brother felt guilty. He decided to come. He caught hold of his one friend. The police stopped. He told police, no matter what, I will go. So police made his entry because they were sensitive about these situations. And he came, picked up his brother, went home back. Before going home, he had called his mother. This guy, Deepak, he had called his mother. And he told his mother, please keep a lot of food ready for me because I'm very hungry. So I would want to eat lot. He did not tell that he was hungry for 3 days. He said, I will be very hungry, so please keep a lot of food. So in the middle of the night, when he reached home, so many people were waiting for them, and they welcomed, but he could not eat anything. He was tired. He said, I don't want to eat now anything. And so far, he hasn't told his mother that he was hungry. Okay, it is more than 1 year now. Almost 2 years will be completed in this March. And the reason he said is because his mother would feel very bad about it. She would start crying. So he did not share this experience. And trust me, this will be something which is I will be recording today or tomorrow because he is here. And then that video will be made uploaded on YouTube on my channel. Now, I have seen personally these situations with the many such laborers. Okay, this is only the travel part. Even the worst part that was here in Pune that we have seen, people would come to the police station to board a bus. And when they come, understand they did not have any money, they didn't have any resources. So what they would do, they would simply lock their houses, hand the keys to the owner because they had not paid the rent for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. The owner also would be forcing them to quit. And once they hand over the keys, the house is gone. Excuse me. They would come to the police station to board a bus, but there was limited number of people which could be sent by the train. So people would come in the bus, that bus would go to the railway station, and from there they will travel. Now look at this. You have left your house. You have small children, or elderly parents, maybe wife. You have some luggage that you want to carry back home. Some rupees, some paisa that you have. You have locked your house and you are waiting at the police station. You are told that today there will be a train. You come and then we will manage. There were certain reasons why this would happen, and there was no control of. I mean, it was out of control of the police. It was out of control of the government. Whatever it happened, some people would board the bus, some people would stand on the road and wondering where to go because the option to go by the train is now no more there. The train is full. You can't go. You can't go back home because you have handed over the keys to the owner. You don't know where to cook. You don't have any groceries or food, nothing. Now you are totally on the mercy of the God or the society. Fortunately, police and society, they did something. But look at that moment. Okay, just look at this moment 1 year back. These people, when they had nothing, I bet none of these people have committed suicide. These people stayed. They survived all the pressure. They continued there and they went ahead. Okay. On the other hand, we see those incidences of suicides. Who committed them? Rich people, film stars, right? Or businessmen. They could have stayed. And this is the point. It really doesn't matter in that moment. We feel it is a big moment, but we don't have to worry. Just stay there. Just stay there. That moment will also pass. Okay. And there is where if you have this feeling, if you just look back in the history, oh, I had passed through this event, there is no reason to build stress. And trust me, it really doesn't matter at all. Okay. If you look at the bigger picture, if you go 10,000 feet above the earth and start looking at the situation, you will see what you are facing. There are others also who are facing the same or even the worse situation than that. Being in I square IT is not a small thing. It's a privilege. And that is why if you look at others, there are many people who are not at your level. So Don't get stressed at that point. Okay. People will not necessarily be as you want them to be. We expect my wife to be just like me. I expect my husband to be just like me. It's not possible. The world is made so that you will always, or more or less, will get the people who are not like you. How many friends we have? They are just like us. Or how many people we have who are just like us? Hardly any. Okay, people will be different. They are supposed to be different. That is why this world sustains. Otherwise, if people are of the same opinion, there is all boredom. Okay, there will not be any fights. So when people fight, at least the others enjoy for that matter. So somebody has to keep on fighting for others to enjoy, right? That is where this is. The Yuddhasa Varta Ramya. That is going to be there. People will be different opinion. You have to respect. Okay, everybody has everybody's own world. In spiritual terms, again I say this, that the world that we see is, my world is different, your world is different. We have to accept their worlds are going to be different. They live in that world. Okay. Again, the situations will not be necessarily same because people are different. The situations also will be different. When we understand these aspects, that people and situation they will be different, then why? I mean, what is there to complain about? There is nothing to complain about. Okay, we will be just enjoying whatever it is that all angles of life will keep on enjoying, and life will bring various colors to us. Understand this? You will never have a very smooth life. It's not a curse, okay? It's a fact I'm telling you. I'm a blesser. I bless that everybody gets a beautiful life. That is what I do. But the fact of the life is there will be all ups and downs. We have to understand this. Okay. And as I told about these people, if you understand these ups and downs, then where is the scope to complain? It will be there. I will be once I will be a star, there will be a time when I will be nowhere, I'll be at the rock bottom. That also is likely. But where is the scope to complain? This is a part of life. I told you, right? That is what is called life. Otherwise, it's not life. Then we don't have too much control on so many things. We want to have a control. I want this to be this way. I want that to be that way. I want control on my professor. I want control on my student. It's not always possible. Understand this also. These are basic things of life, right? The control is not possible. We don't have control on our own internal things also, right? Can you stop yourself in the morning? You don't. You have to rush for something, isn't it? Can you stop your hunger? For some time, yes. After that, you have to rush. Now, this is something that we don't have a control on ourselves. How can we have control on somebody else? One more thing that we want to control is others' understandings, others' emotions. Can we control? We can't. Wife, she wants to go for a movie and she's very feverish about it. Husband says, let's go for an outing. Now, that match doesn't happen, right? But one has to respect the other's feelings, and it is usually the husband who has to respect wife's feeling, right? It has to be, otherwise, then you don't get food, all right? So, that feeling, that emotions have to be understood. And why they are to be understood? Because those emotions are going to be different. You cannot have a person like you, so you don't have control on something you have. You cannot have the control on others' emotions. So when such things you see, okay, they are there. Accept this fact. All right. So now, with these exceptions that are coming on my way, can I handle my life better? Is there any scope? Or I have to simply suffer and suffer and suffer? So, this is what we are going to see. We have been handling. It's not too difficult. I again tell you, don't give too much importance to something called as stress. Okay, stress is honestly, for me, it's remote. It's not there. It is only a hype that is created. That is the first thing I'll tell. To know, then there is no need of this presentation. You'll say, okay, so now I have all the idea. There is nothing called stress. I will live my life. Perfect. I have no problem. Now, because you have come here, just take a look at these few things and live in happiness. I will not say rest in peace. You live in happiness. Okay. So we have been handling our life. And this is one thing that you have to look at. In the past, there were tough situations. I'm still here, full one single piece. Okay. I'm here. I'm doing my job. I'm doing my life. I'm doing my activities. I'm living my life. So I have handled the toughest of the toughest situations in the past as well, and nothing happened to me. That time I felt shaken. Okay, but now I don't. So if this knowledge I have, then why would I again be shaken if something new comes in? Why should I unnecessarily increase my heartbeats? Why should I develop blood pressure? Why should I create a lot of chaos at home and shout and cry and these so many things? No need. The things will come and go. Now, how to make it better? We have been able to handle. So that ability is with us. Don't worry. It's not something that we can't handle it. We have the ability. How to make it better? That is what now we will see. So the first thing that we have to see is where is the stress? Okay. Where is the stress? We say it is in mind. It is, I feel it. I feel it. Right? But is there any particular thing where you can say that, okay, cut open your brain and in the brain, here is the stress that is residing and then take it out. We say we have chest congestion. Okay, there is some cough. Cut open the chest, take out the cough. Fine. We have some tumor. Okay. Cut open your body, take out the tumor. Understood. Where is this stress? Can we see? Can we show that, okay, take an X-ray or take a MRI or so and then show this is where the stress is developed? You can't. But the symptoms of the stress are seen. Okay? How they are reflected on the body, they are reflected on our muscles, they are reflected on our behavior. All these things, they are symptoms of the stress. But as such, there is no stress. Now remember this point very well. If you understand this, that there is nothing called stress, it cannot be shown, then that gives you 50% of the freedom. How to handle it is something that we'll see very soon. Okay, but understand there is nothing called stress. Now you cannot show it. It is a perspective that matters. Again, a simple example. I just told you this story, right? The same situation, the same lockdown, no resource, no income, no money, and still people are living. They are walking thousands kilometers and they are walking empty stomach. They are walking in the scorching heat of May, April, whatever it is, and still they survive. Understand this? And there are people who were living in lavish flats, in posh areas, in the metropolis, and still they committed suicide. Understand? It is the perspective that matters. What is that perspective? Take a very simple day-to-day example in our society. There are two daughter-in-laws. They have a mother-in-law, they have two daughter-in-laws. This mother-in-law is like a typical mother-in-law, जो कि सास भी कभी बहुत ही style, okay, very crooked one. I'll call it as crooked one. And she has only one job, like a typical mother-in-law, to look at the faults of the daughter-in-laws and start taunting. That is the only thing she does. Now, one of the daughter-in-laws is very sensitive. She is like Alka Kubel in Bahar Ki Sadi. You know this thing? Well, if you don't know, forget it. Very sensitive. That lady is, if there is one small portion of the taunt, she will start crying, and so much she will start crying that she will take out full buckets full of tears. Okay, even trying to solve the problem of Nagpur's water shortage, and so much sensitive. Okay, every moment you see, okay, my mother-in-law said this, my mother-in-law said that, and start crying. The other daughter-in-law, she is like a patthar, a stone. Whatever you hang on her, whatever you hammer on her, nothing happens to her. She is rock solid. Okay, the mother-in-law says to this extent that, okay, I am now cracking my head against her. I can't do anything. She doesn't move at all. Now, where is the problem? Ask this question to yourself. Where is the problem? Is it in the mother-in-law or is it in the daughter-in-law? The one who cries, she complains, mother-in-law is the problem. The other daughter-in-law says, no, there is no problem. The other bahu says, nothing. I'm not shaken. So problem is not the saas, the mother-in-law. The problem is daughter-in-law. You can't handle the situation. You are looking at the same thing, same taunts. One person looks in one way, other person looks at it in other way. Same thing happens to us in our office, in our job, in our research, everywhere. Right? We have seen the problems. Some of us, we are shaken, we run away, or we simply collapse. Some of us, they fight, they struggle, right? And this has happened right from so many generations. To take an example of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, right? He had the same situation that others, his ancestors, his other people, or other people in other kings in that area or that generation they had. But he looked at the problem differently and he solved it. Others, they could not. Again, it is the perspective. Some people feel I should run away, some people feel I should fight. Again, come back to the same point. Whatever you do, it doesn't matter. Whether you run away or whether you stay there, it doesn't matter to the entire problem. Everything is going to be under the earth someday. Everything, every one of us will become some form of raksha, rak, whatever, or will be integrated into the environment by some or other means. If that is going to happen, why to worry? Why to give so much importance to the problems? Just try to solve it. If it happens, happens. Otherwise, go and seek help, talk to people, and try to solve it. As simple as that. Now, this is where the mind part comes in. Okay. We say the stress, somebody says, okay, stress is in the mind. All right. Fine. Where is the mind? Anybody who can tell me where is the mind if you want to share these answers? Okay. Everybody is awake, alive. At least give me some thumbs up or some reaction in the chat. If you are eating, then use your left hand, no problem. Yes, sir. Okay. Everybody alive, awake. I just wonder sometimes the meditations go so deep that people they get asleep. Okay, fine. Only two. कम से कम 5-10 तो आने चाहिए यार. All right. Good. Fine. Fine. I hope I'm not boring you too much. Right. Okay. So understanding the mind. Where is the mind? We say the stress is there, stress is there. But where is the mind? So stress is there in the mind. Okay, where is the mind? Tell me. Again, it is not something that you can cut and show. Those who are having the slightest interest in spirituality, I'll tell, mind is not in the body. Okay, it is opposite thing. The body is in the mind because mind has created the body. Now, what this fact is, etc., leave it. It's a deeper spiritual practice. But where is the mind? Again, come back to this question. Okay, mind is nowhere. There is nothing called mind. It is only a virtual concept. Again, you cannot cut open the body and show that there is something called mind. Mind, some people feel it's here, some people feel it's here in the head, right? Nowhere. It's not anywhere. It is the impression that we have created. So let's understand it. Okay, how is the perspective built? How is the perspective that we make? We just looked at this example of mother-in-law, daughter-in-law, of the committing the suicide during lockdown or still fighting. How are these perspectives built? Please pay your full attention because this one point will transform your life. Okay, I can guarantee you that. Let's look at our own selves. When I say that I am this and this, today I'm talking to you, I'm carrying some sessions on stress management. You are into Aspire IT, you are doing your research, you are professors, whatever. Now, what has made you this? Okay, how did you make these decisions? Some of you had a choice, some of you maybe were forced to do it, but still, how did we come here? Now that is something we have to go a step back and understand what we are. Okay, because the perspective, my perspective is different, your perspective is different. So why is it different? So we have to understand what we are. Okay. Now spiritually, again, this is a deep question that who am I? But I'll not go into that level. We'll just try to understand why, what we are, why the way we have these perspectives, why the way we look at certain things in a certain fashion. Understand this. We are born, we had no choice. Okay. We were born because of somebody else's karma or whatever you think. Spiritual people, they say, no, no, it was your karma and that's why you were supposed to born. Fine. Whatever it is, we didn't have much control. We were born. Okay. Now, when we are born, we had borrowed certain genes from our ancestors. We are born in a particular type of society. We were born in particular type of environment, particular family, particular ethnicity, culture, this, that, so many things. Now, and we started growing up. Here, all this knowledge, all these impressions, all this culture to be put in one single world word is called all these sanskar, all these impressions, they were created upon us, they were built upon us. We started growing. Now, as we grew, we had friends. Again, naturally, a selection of friends was also mostly because of all these genes, impressions, and environment, family, so many things. So we had friends. Then with the friends, we encountered certain situations. Those created additional impressions. Like some friend cheated us, and we started. It was difficult for us to believe in anybody for that matter. So we started gathering impressions, again additional sanskar. Then we started going to the school. So the incidences that happened in the schools, because more friends, more people, teachers, totally unknown people, unknown faces, again they started creating some impressions. Later on we further moved, and then we started reading books, and our age, our biology itself, it started changing. That also started bringing in new and new situations, new and new incidences, and we started getting impressions, building some scars within ourselves, and that is how we started seeing the situations differently. Okay, a person who is born in India would be loving cricket. Person who is born in Japan would not be loving cricket. Okay, there is no problem in cricket, or there is a problem in cricket, whatever we say, but the way we look at a situation is just because of the total. I'll put it in different way. I am some total of all these things. I am the way I'm born, the way I'm uh, brought up, the things that are happening with me, and the things that are happening with somebody else. So that is why when I told this thing, the husband likes driving and wife likes moving, it's not their problem. Usually we land into this very same question. Why is he so different? Now he is going to be different because the way he is brought up. Okay, and he has to be that way. It is perfectly all right to be that way. Okay, there is nothing wrong in being in particular way. He is him. He is like that. There is no question about it. If we understand this, then the second thing that okay, now whatever I feel, like again, I tell you an example. If I see a cockroach, I may be afraid. I may start crying. I may start shouting, "Oh, cockroach, cockroach!" and I'll call somebody and then take help to throw it out. All right. Somebody else will say, "Oh, cockroach." He will go and grab it and throw it. Okay. Again, problem is not in the cockroach. It is again the way we are seeing, and this is what is telling us why we are now like this. Please don't get offended by the next few things that I'm going to say. It's not nothing against any person, or it is not personal or habits or so, but a simple observation I can share. The smoking industry, okay, the ITC and whoever they are, the smoking is so much increased in India. What do you think? What is the reason? What must be the reason? Anybody? Why so many people, particularly Bengalis? They uh, have seen Bengalis. There are two peculiar characteristics: very intelligent and also having a habit of smoking. So, any reason? Stress. Okay. Any other reason for smoking? What made people smoke? One is stress. Okay. Anything else?
Fun,
Sorry?
fun,
Fun.
enjoy.
Okay. Smoking for fun. Okay. Swag. Okay. Anything else? All right. You see any old movie, any kind women in India won't smoke. Okay. Well, women do smoke. Come to Metropolis and you'll see women do smoke here. So you look at this. It is again our mind is cultured. I have observed one thing I will share, and the general observation, that is second. Second observation first. Old movies, any movie you see, they used to promote smoking like anything, whether it is Amitabh Bachchan's Dawn or whether it is Amol Palekar's Dharonda or any other thing. Every small scene, any damn actor, he would on any small things he will take out a cigarette and start smoking. Okay, as if it is really a normal practice. And that is why people, as soon as they started earning money, the first thing they would want to do is start smoking. Now, that time engineering was supposed to be a privileged class. Today also it is, I don't deny, but that time it was something special. And once you are into engineering, then you are supposed to be smart. And as a sign of smartness, again take a cigarette. Why? Because somewhere it has come from movies or others' impressions. A friend who wanted, this is the first example I'm going to share now, a friend of mine who wanted to be really smart and be in the company of great uh, performing students, he thought, okay, these people go and have smoking every day. Why shouldn't I join? Now, this guy wasn't handsome at all. He didn't have a personality, but he thought having a cigarette in on your lips will be a charming thing, will be attractive, and that's why he started doing it. Now, whether it is good, bad, etc., government does that job. The point I am trying to make in general is this impression. How is it created? You were We were not born with a cigarette or having an impression to smoke, but the surroundings that created the same thing. Nowadays, whatever these movies we have seen, they have created impressions about drinking. Whether you are a student, have a drink. Again, nothing to offend with the right or wrong, but how the mind gets tuned. We even see the jokes on WhatsApp. गर्लफ्रेंड मिली, चल सिगरेट, चल दारू पीते हैं, गर्लफ्रेंड छोड़ दिया, चल दारू पीते हैं, पास हो गया दारू पीते, फेल हो गया दारू पीते, बाप ने डांटा दारू पीते हैं, बाप ने तारीफ की दारू पीते. Right? Every single reason we give for drinks. Now, where is this coming from? Again, the movies. You have seen Three Idiots or any other movie, including Lagan and what is this? Dangal also. Right? We have seen every small scene. You can see having drinks being offered, and that is where the promotions have taken place. That is how we have borrowed these concepts. This is one of the things. There are many other ways, but this is primarily one of things where it is made a culture. Now come back to this thing in our day-to-day life. After looking at a cockroach, why should I be afraid? Okay. Whether it has come in my genes or whether it has come from somebody, or I had seen somebody like my mother who, as soon as she used to see a lizard, she would be very frightened. Now that is the same thing I have caught. Is that my original nature? Am I that? No. I have carried all these impressions. I have collected all these thoughts from somebody else. Now, once we understand this, what is that we have to do? Understand this. Our mind is not ours. Okay. Now, what is that we have to do? If my mind is not mine, what do I do? Understand what is my mind, what is my original nature. And that original nature, once we start understanding, then our life will again be free. Then nothing will stop us. If I believe that going into an engineering is a great thing and I want to really go there, I will start working hard, I will start cracking exams, this, that, I will work hard. But somehow I couldn't reach the destination where I wanted to be. Okay. Now, what is the thing I should do? The traditional things, other things they have told that now you should be going into depression, you should be very sad, this, that. But when I'm taking these reactions or when I'm showing these situations in myself, I will ask this question: should I be really sad? Should I be really depressed? Should I commit suicide? Okay. Who is telling me? Is that my nature? Why I'm taking this, giving these excuses? Nothing. Because again, the thing is here, this is not my nature. I am free. I am not going to get attached to any of these. Then what to do is, all right, there are other things that we'll find out. But at least not negative things I will do. If this is clear to us, because our mind is not ours, it is by others, I will have that choice of making right decisions. And how do we make the right choices? If you fall sick, whom do you go to? We go to a doctor, obviously, right? We don't go to a mochi or cobbler or a tailor, right? A tailor will go and say, I'm sick, give me some medicines. It doesn't happen. We go to a doctor. When these situations come, when the situations in life they come, where do we go? We should go to the right people. Nowadays, they are called counselors. In spiritual terms, they are called gurus, right? There are so many gurus and they are offering really nice things. I appreciate People have difference of opinions, but I appreciate them because they have spent their entire life on passing on real good knowledge and making others' life beautiful. So that is what many gurus, the saints, they are working and they are contributing it there. So they are there. You learn from them. They are, if you look, listen to the YouTube discourses, they are really, really good. They answer so many tough situations in life in very nice way. So they are there. And once we understand this, that there is a doctor whom to go to, then there is no question. This is a problem. This is the doctor. Okay, go to that doctor. I have a torn shirt. Okay, go to a tailor because that is a doctor of clothes. So if we understand this, then handling a situation is very simple. In your area also, whatever you are doing, you will have people who are there to counsel, who are there to guide. If there is a technical problem, go to somebody. You are all, most of you are doctors, okay, technical doctors. Go to some other technical doctor and solve the problem. Very simple, isn't it? Now understand this game of mind, breath, and body. Okay. This one thing is going to help you maintain your health properly. What happens? Okay, a beautiful, beautiful aspect of our body and breath. See, when there is a situation like tension, what happens? You see something is coming up, you have something wrong that is going on, and then we become tense. We become stressed. Okay, we'll use that word, stressed. What do we do? What happens within us? Our breath, it becomes different. It is shattered, right? The way we had experienced it, very calm, soothing breath, it is lost. Either it becomes too fast, it becomes too shallow, or it becomes too deep, unnecessary. Some things they start happening. All right, and the breath, this uh, this symptom is seen. If you look at the body parameters, the blood pressure also increases, okay, or it depletes. Something happens there. And why all both of these things are happening? Because our mind has seen something as a tough situation. We have seen something as a problem, right? And with this problem being seen, we have started affecting our body. So this is the relationship between mind, breath, and body. Very simple. Mind is affected, breath is affected, body is affected. We cannot really control the mind. The situation is there, something, so you cannot handle the situation. It is out of control. Okay. Body, we don't have too much of our control. If something is going wrong, the body is going to get affected. So in a way, mind affects body. All right. The other thing, let's listen to this statement again. Mind affects body. It affects negatively, but understand it also affects positively. Now, how do you do that? How do you manage this? So if you have a breath, if you control your breath, then your breath also will affect your mind and it will indirectly affect our body. So we'll go deeper into this. When, listen, this very simple aspect, when we are breathing, right? So breathing is causing some, it is generating some, igniting some fire within us, within our stomach, because it is the friction of ingoing and outgoing breath, and then it causes some, that friction causes some fire, and then that fire is responsible for the entire functioning of our body. So it is something that is responsible for digestion. Now, because of a situation, if our breath gets imbalanced, then that fire that gets ignited, that also is something which is responsible for all the digestion and everything. That fire is also impacted. That fire is less or more. Because of that, the digestion is disturbed. If the digestion is disturbed, then you know the diseases, they start coming in picture. There is something called prana in our body, which is causing this life force, okay, to move here and there. Life force itself is called prana. That prana, that life force, which is again a version of breath. So breath is affected, the life force is affected. And when that life force is affected, it is something, tries to drag or draw a lot of blood or a lot of energy on one particular side. So the veins that are carrying these bloods, they get either depleted or they get bloated. A very simple example, when we become too angry, emotions, our breath becomes heavy. Again, it is breath. And if you see the veins that are supplying blood to the brain, okay, they become bloated. If you observe the faces of certain people who are very angry, usually, you will notice that their veins are prominent in the head area. Why? Again, one of these reasons. Now, the fact is we have limited blood in our body, maybe 3 liters, 3.5 liters, or whatever. When you have more blood flow towards the head, somewhere the blood also depletes. The blood flow is affected on the other side. If that is happening, that is what is called as a disease. So in spiritual term, in Ayurvedic term, there is nothing called a rog or Vyadhi. There is something called Adhi. Adhi is the disease of the mind. There is nothing called disease of the body. First, the mind is affected, then the body is affected. How do we control this? This control can be done through breath, because you can't really control mind well. You can't control the breath body well. You can control your breath. This is the beginning. After that, once you learn meditations, etc., you don't have to focus on breath. It is the mind that starts controlling the breath. But to begin with, focus on breath. And that is the first exercise that we did today, was to look at our breath. Just focus. Your breath is the best thing. It is so nice. You have to only focus. Anything that goes wrong, if you feel I'm so much stressed, something is happening, okay, just observe the breath. Again, I'm telling observe, not to control. Okay, just observe what is happening. Okay, it is deep or it is shallow. Okay, let it be as it is. But observe, observe. Your this best friend, it will automatically settle, and your emotions will be settled, body will be settled. And one suggestion I would still make here at this point, if possible, it's not possible, you make it. Okay, um, you make it that you learn proper breathing techniques from right people. Okay, I am a teacher with Art of Living. We do teach meditation, and we do teach breathing exercises, Sudarshan Kriya, and so many other life points. We do teach that. But I will not force, or I will not really stress on doing it only from Art of Living. Whatever you like, wherever you want to go, you do that, but learn from a right person, learn from a right guru. Uh, Whatever and wherever you want to learn it, but have this practice in life every day. That every day you will be focusing on your breath, you will be doing some breathing exercise, some meditation, because breathing exercise and meditation, like breath and mind, they will help your body to be sustainable for a long time. Otherwise, there is no point in working throughout the life until the age of 60. We earn money a lot, and then after that, we spend the money on medications, right? We spend it on hospitals. So that is not the life. We want to live life. We are here, again, understand the first point. We are here to be happy. We are here to have freedom. We are here to have success. All these three things will come when we have a sound body, sound mind, sound mind. And that is possible through these meditations and breathing techniques. Okay. So how to get to the original mind, I just covered. You focus on your breath. Once all these impressions are gone, once you understand this knowledge that everything is just virtual, okay, all these things are going to end, then there is no problem. The great power of mind, again, understand this, we get what we want. If you don't believe me, look at the documentary called The Secret, if you haven't heard. Secret is a documentary. Again, for me, it is a leftover of the great scriptures that India has, like Bhagavad Gita, Yoga Vasishtha, and all. It is some pieces taken out from these scriptures, and that documentary is called The Secret. But do watch it. You will know what is the power of mind. One simple example, if you want to have certain things to happen in a certain fashion, whether you want to change somebody's behavior, whether you want to succeed in life, whether you want something else to happen, then just change your mind. And I'll always ask this question: why is your mind in particular fashion? Why is it doing certain things in particular fashion? We'll come back to the same thing, because there are impressions in this fashion on my mind. I was born in this fashion, that is why I'm thinking this way. Just challenge it, whether it is right or wrong. How do you challenge? Go to the right person, go to the right books, and then accordingly decide. All right, understand this power, and you will be able to change your life. True happiness is within. A very simple thing. World is endless. You go and want to enjoy party here, you want to enjoy party there, you want to go somewhere, but all of these things, they will not be giving you long lasting happiness. They are going to end. You build a big house, again, the enjoyment is for initial few days, maybe months. After that, it is finished. All right. So understand all this. And where is the happiness? Then it is within us. You go within, meditate, you will have it. Outside is things. Breath meditation, I already covered. And this time management, few things, very simple facts. We want to have time management because it also affects stress in some way. So play with your family during your household activities. Stay away from the screen as far as possible. Okay, serials, etc. They don't give you a lot of things. Do activities together. That way you are with the family and your work is also done, like washing a car or cooking, etc. Do it, contribute together. You will do that. And if you want to spend some time on social media, set an alarm. Okay, today 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, whatever, I will watch Facebook or WhatsApp, maybe for a small period of time and end. Exercise together. Every day you go for jogging, walking together with your family members. Okay, that brings you all these three things. You will have health, you will have family time, and if you can include fun, if you search on Google the fun exercises, you will get those. So it will also bring some laughter. It is a very important thing to have laughter in life. Okay, general tips: you walk. This is one thing I usually tell when you are done with your lunch or so. You don't have to really go out for a walk. If you are staying here, why you can stand and raise that laptop level, okay? And while standing, you can work, and that time also you can walk. Have a brisk walk. The steps you can do at your place. That is something that I recommend for good health and for good body posture. I also recommend sitting in Indian style. So avoid chairs. Chairs are something which is it is like 20 minutes of sitting is equivalent to one cigarette smoking. That is what is said to be. So avoid that. You can sit in Indian style, you can stand, or you can sit in Vajrasan. If you know Vajrasan, use that. You can sit in Vajrasan. That is, these are the three postures. Last is chair. Avoid as far as possible. And focus on breath. You should keep your mind focused there. This is what I told you. Anything that is happening, always watch what is happening with the breath. It will be normal. Breath is normal, mind is normal, body is normal. Try to be creative. Whatever creativity you can have. One thing is important, wake up early. All the successful people, whoever they are, okay, all the CEOs and everybody, they wake up early by choice or by force, but they have to wake up early. And that is one thing that brings good positivity in ourselves, a lot of energy. So work on that. Food, whatever you eat, it should suit your lifestyle. Don't eat too much heavy food if you are continuously sitting and working. Avoid that. Be social, mingle with your friends, okay, whatever way you want to, but be social. Have some time pass with your friends. These last two things are very important. They bring a lot of positive energy within us. Okay. Get involved in community service. Social service will open the eyes. It will open your all doors of hatred, of jealousy, of complaints. When you look at somebody who is affected, you feel something within you, which is brings that empowerment. That oh yeah, I am something better than somebody. Okay, so that community service will help, and donations also bring positivity. It is said in our culture, 7 to 10% of your income should go as donations. That really contributes well. So there are a lot of NGOs you can go and contribute to them. Whatever you feel, but do contribute, do make donations. And this is where we will stop. If there are any questions, I would like to take those. Okay, there was one which was asked about the screen time. Yes, screen time affects us, affects our posture. Okay, and if it affects our posture, it also affects then the stress. It is there. During the screen time, you can have certain things like exercise. I told you, you can stand, you can have a jogging, and then you can watch. Be creative here. You are all smart people. When you are watching certain discussions, or if you are working from home and you have meetings going on, your camera is anyway off. Why don't jog? Why don't you do exercises? Right? All that you can do. Take the laptop on the floor, have a yoga mat, do your exercises there also. All right. Um, Good. I think any questions I would like to take. This is something working area pressure I handle. This is not related to pressure. You manage it. Any kind. Okay. Sometimes we feel that we should meditate, but once we started working on it, mostly we get distracted. How to overcome? See, meditation or like it is an art. Okay. And it happens. If you don't walk, how will you reach your destination? You have to first take a step. So it is something which is going to take place. You have to believe in that. I usually tell in my favorite words, this is a wall, you keep on hammering. So in the first hammer, second hammer, third hammer, you don't see the wall getting shaken at all. but after some time you see the wall collapses. So this is also with any effort. What you want to do, put right efforts, the wall will collapse. You will learn the meditation. Go to the right people, they will teach you. Feedback link, I don't have. Does Vipin, Dr. Vipin, do we have a feedback link or something? I would like to see those.
Sir, we'll be having feedback at the end of everything.
Okay, fine.
I'll share it with the participants.
Okay, fine. All right. Okay. Any questions? Anybody? You can open yourself. You can unmute yourself and then ask these questions. Am I on time? Almost. I have certain videos. Maybe if you permit, can I share that channel link here to everyone? They are thousands of people. They have been watching those, and
Yes, sir, no problem.
they have mentioned that their life is changed a lot. Uh, I'm also sharing my number in case you have some queries. There is a Hindi channel. Let me get that playlist. Quickly, I'll get it. 1 second. This playlist is in Hindi, so you can just copy it. Thank you, everybody, for your right feedback. That is quite encouraging. If there are no questions, then Dr. Vipin, over to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for such a wonderful session. It was really insightful, and actually, we felt that yes, our stress is we are relieving, and we felt really nice. Even you can see in the comment section, all the participants have really enjoyed it. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much. You all
For all
have
the
a great
participants,
time.
yes. Okay. For all the participants, I'll keep this meeting open for the next session. We'll start at 2:30. Thank you, sir, once again.
Thank you. Thank you. See you, everybody. Bye bye. If I happen to come to Nagpur, I would like to visit you guys just for a casual thing because I'm from Nagpur. So welcome.